Looks like you're going to take a little slow start.
Yeah, so Port, it's generally a map that's going to favor the global risk side. There's so many angles to where you can just sort of draw out these attackers one by one. And so it's really going to be up to ESC to prove themselves on this first half, since it almost always leans towards the global risk side to have that early control. But I'd expect some sort of aggression towards either A, long, or B here to start things off for ESC.
Straight away, things are kicking off. We spoke about him a lot already. FaZe on that sniper, that long range of sight. Nova's going to be the first to drop, and I think that's kind of really set the tone for me. And I think that's something, you know, a bit of a mark, just saying, you know, I'm here. I'm still using the way that I'm still using that sniper the way that I do best. But it's going to be difficult here for ESC because it's how they stop that. Is it going to be Scorps, you know, going toe to toe with him with that sniper? We'll have to wait and see for that.
Well, FlipSid, like to say, well, I was about to say 1 up, but now that's going to be 3, 4, done. And that's a team ace to start things off. That is a bit of a marker right there. FaZe getting himself 3 to open things up. That's kind of not good for ESC.
No, and it kind of shows that they were very easy to read in that situation as well. You had FaZe start with A, but he already rotated to B before the push head came in, so it's definitely up to ESC at this point to make themselves a little bit less easy to read right now, since FaZe seems to be all over them.
It's interesting to see here, obviously, the overhead map as well. Just kind of see the split, and again, very, very slow and methodical here. You can see FlipSid just trying to get that line of sight through the smoke, but Dennis just watching maybe the flank. Creeds, of course, covering over at B, and this is the man that we spoke about, FaZe, with that sniper in hand, trying to look down A long, but so far, no action just yet.
Kyle, I'm no expert, but it looks like FlipSid have completely changed their tactic on Port, like their defensive tactic. They've totally switched things up. I was just looking, obviously they've got FaZe now on his own. Now, obviously, Seven and FaZe do tend to switch between who's going to be playing sniper, but they've stacked triple in the mid here, which is where Seven's sitting at the moment, so they've definitely changed out their style.
I definitely think it's a great idea too, because ESC is a team that really studies how the other European rosters play, and I think throwing those curveballs at ESC is exactly what they need to do to take control of this match, and so far they're well on track to do it, and they already have the initial pick to start this off. Well,
we're already into round 2, and not a kill has been made for ESC, as we do see Flex falling down once again. Freeze got himself a couple. Dennis is now on the tally. That's going to be a double for Dennis, and down goes 3. That's a 4 for Dennis. And he's starting off hot here. This is good stuff from FlipSid.
Yeah, just a single death so far. Seven, the only man to go down for FlipSid in those 2 rounds. But it is important to note that ESC did pick up the round, so they managed to get the bomb down. It worked out well for them.
Yeah, somehow, some way, they managed to pick up that, and now it is going to be, I believe, 2-0. So things looking pretty good for FlipSid.
I was just thinking that.
And now it's just going to be up to ESC to find the answer. But Scorps, he's already looking for that pick, but still not able to connect there.
Yeah, getting that score corrected. I was a little confused by that one. I was like, man, you got a triple kill. How's that work? Deagle straight down, takes down Scorps. No problem. Now he's going to go down. That's not going to find its mark, unfortunately. But it is going to start things off. Well, FaZe gets another pick, and this is all just disaster for ESC. They can't seem to find an opening.
I'm just looking at the camera there, bottom left. You can see head in the hands straight away. That's not what you want to see from ESC. 2 have fallen now, a 3 versus 5. So far, so good for FlipSid. Snook's going to put another to bed. All down as well as Seven jumps into the action with a nice double. That's going to be FlipSid 3, ESC 0.
Nothing working for the moment. They're trying long, they're trying through mid, they're trying towards B. Just nothing is working for them at the moment. Just a single 2 frags, 1 for Nova, 1 for Flex. That's all they've managed to get themselves going at the moment. They can't seem to challenge out against FaZe. They're worried about that, and there we go. Just once again, Scorps goes down instantly. That's the bomb loose. It should get picked up, but at the moment, FaZe has his eye on it.
Yeah, and right now I think they actually kind of need to avoid FaZe. They seem to be too eager to get that pick. I think if they can try and maybe put their focus towards controlling the B tunnels earlier, they may have some success on a close quarters fight. They keep trying to challenge these longer lanes like mid and A long. And if you have FaZe or Dennis there, it's just not going to work out. And right now, it looks like they are finally going to take that advice and go for that B play.
Well, we're going to get to see maybe Creed's in action here. He's already bagged himself 2. Can he find it any further? But again, slow pushes here coming in from ESC. And like you said, Lee, only 2 kills picked up through the whole 3 rounds so far. We're in round number 4, 90 seconds left on the clock. And again, it seems very indecisive from ESC.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether they're going to start trying to make use of connector or just anything, just try and get around. I'm just thinking of the days of when how they dealt with the old 70 kg problem when he used to sit in the exact same position of phases, and this may well work out for them. They try and come round, but 7 guns down, gets himself a quick double, and just like that, their attack, they thought they'd found an opening, they thought they'd found a flank, and immediately it's down to a 1v4 disaster once again.
I thought we were going to get to see Creeds in action. We still might. Oh, the flash coming in. Nova's in trouble here. He's seen Snox, and there you go. It could have been 1 over 3 there, but Snox is the one to finally pick up round number 4, and this is just dominating here. We've got 5-0 for FaZe, 2-0 for Creeds, 6-1 dead. There's only 3 players out of the 5 of ESC who's each found a kill.
I don't know whether this is simply the fact that FlipSid have been in China for a month, showing that how much they've grown in that time. They're actually getting fairly confident this time. They've turned it around, tried to go aggressive, and it's actually netted 2 kills for ESC. Nova looking to try and get a challenge, but he's very low on health. You can see he's having to back away, but it does net themselves as 3-on-3 situation, albeit almost a one cobbled together. You can see the health both low on Flex and Nova.
Yeah, very, very low there, you can see. It's going to be very difficult. Scorp's obviously still alive and kicking. He's one with a sniper, yet to find anything this game, but maybe round number 5 is a round that they can pull something out of the back here. You got Snox sitting back here over at A, and again, you can see the split between all 3 players. Flex still lingering around B. For me, they need to stick together because, you know, we can see how low they are on HP.
Flex trying to find any picks you can see, just trying to get that single shot off. He knows that 7's been sat there regularly. Try and peek out down long A. Scorps once again, this challenge has not worked out for him. You can see at 0-4, he is completely losing that duel against FaZe so far, but Snox has got himself in that position, gets a little peek, gets tagged a touch. They realize that he's there and they immediately back away. So do they think that was FaZe over there? I don't think they're going to be fooled by that single AK shot. 7 getting a peek across. Nova looks for it, and again, Scorps trying to find that pick. That's what they need. They've got 53 seconds, still plenty of time on the clock.
Right now, I definitely think they need to make their move back towards B. They don't want to try and take these long challenges, and right now, it looks like they're going to go for the last-minute push here, but they definitely need to be careful as FaZe is already waiting on there, and we've seen what he can do so far already.
Coming into the action, he's going to find 1, and he knows there's going to be more. You're going to see straight away, picks up the 2nd. He knows there's the 3rd there. Scorps, the last one alive, but FaZe showing what he can do. Not only at long range, but he's getting up close and personal as well. His teammates coming to back him up, and this is going to be a very difficult situation. Scorps is going to get stabbed from FaZe. Wow.
He knew exactly what, he actually threw the flashbang. He's like, I am going for the knife. Flashbang in, goes in style, and a little bit of disrespect there at the end there, just to say, we are the big dogs from Europe. Remember that.
You can definitely tell they're just full of confidence right now. I mean, FaZe, he's 8-0. He hasn't even died yet, and we are already halfway to a FlipSid victory.
5-0, bear that in mind. 2 has fallen. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Creed's kicking off here. Dennis is going to find the 3rd. He's going to find number 4 as well, and just like that, the complete opposite, Nova. He's going to fall as well. I don't even know what to say about this anymore. This is just so one-sided.
I mean, ESC clearly have just thought, okay, let's try and switch it up. Let's go fast. Let's go and rush into B. But they're just running into the grinder right now.
I think they actually need to put their focus towards A now. FlipSid have done a great job of reading how they like to play, and they stack towards mid and B very early. And if they could isolate that player towards A, they may actually have a chance to put a round up on the board, but so far they're just running into a death trap here over towards mid and B.
Now, we should point out that Port is a stronger map for defensive side. So, I mean, while it is looking pretty bad and it's heavy for them, it is so far looking pretty strong for FlipSid and looking like they've got the dominance. But we're into a 2-on-2. Scorps got a little lucky in that kill there. And now it's just him and Nartex trying to slow things down. Loads of time on the clock here. Creeds and Snox. So finally FaZe falls. His first death of the game. And that may adjust things. You can see them creeping their way in. I don't want to give their position away just in case there's anything that can be overheard, because there isn't this 2-on-2, and it's the first chance at a real round for them.
Gonna see as well. Grenade's gonna be popped as well. Whether that's a distraction, I think it may be, but again, like you said,
6 rounds in, first bomb plant.
Bomb goes down. 40 seconds on the clock here, a 2v2.
Okay, let's see how this retake works for FlipSid. Sticking together, going as a pair. can see the clock running down, 25 seconds. Out goes the flash, pops in. That's going to give the position away. Nartek's going to get a peep across. Scorps didn't catch a glimpse as they moved in, so they've got themselves unseen, unknown. Now they get Nartek's around the side there. That's going to be picked up. Creeps pushes in. Easy as you like for FlipSid. They should get the defuse through, and that will be 6-0. But the first time the ESC try and break the deadlock there and get the bomb down.
Yeah, and there it looked like a really good potential round for ESC. It just came down to Nartek's in that situation. He had to hit the shot, and so far he's just not having any luck on this half, still sitting at 0 frags on the table for his team. I think if he can step it up a little bit, ESC may be able to put a few rounds on the board here, and now they're getting into a situation where they really need to get at least 1 or 2 rounds on the board here.
Well, Scorps trying to push his way through, did finally break that deadlock, as I said, managed to get that kill on FaZe. And they need many, many more of those. Dennis peeking around the side. Scorps finally got himself that position to get a little peekaboo through. See if he can catch the leg of anyone. Nova stacking up. So ESC using the time maybe to even just have a little talk amongst themselves to figure out exactly if they can find any picks here.
Yeah, just an update as well. It was 7-0. No, it was just behind for a few seconds there.
Yep.
However, they found themselves with 90 seconds left, and all 10 players are still alive. And this looks a little bit more calculated from the likes of ESC. This is something that I like a lot better.
Well, there they go, hitting B once again. FaZe misses the shot opening. Big chance here, but immediately Creeds comes out with a quick triple. He goes down, but the damage has been done. It's a 2-on-3. Lion is going to try and get his work. He's got to watch his back door, as you can see their FlipSid on the rotate through. Dennis has been picking them apart throughout the day. Scorps lines at 1, gets Dennis down. That's a big important frag. They're going to push his position. He misses the shot on Snox, and that may well lose them the round. It will.
Yeah, that final one you pointed out there, that snipe, that needed to connect there. Snox took advantage when we see it going 8-0. I hate to point it out. I want him to change it around, but Nartek's yet to find a frag at all.
Yeah, it's really a situation where he has to step up here, and on top of that, they really need to be hitting these trades. I mean, they're always getting 2 or 3 kills going against them on these pushes.
Oh. Well, when Snox drops down and instantly lands the headshot kill like that, you know it's working his way. Gets himself a quick second one, and Scorps the last man standing. This has been a dominant defensive side from FlipSid. 8-0, sorry. Can't be 9-0 because then the game would be over.
It very well could be shortly. However, I know we've pointed out, of course, there that the defensive side was, maybe a little more favoured, but it shouldn't be 8-0. It shouldn't be this way. This is fantastic for FlipSid. And you know what? From what I've seen of FlipSid, when I've been at these tournaments, I don't know whether I can judge it straight away off who they're playing, but they look like a little bit of a different team. They look just, not in game, but out of game.
They look more disciplined.
Yeah, more disciplined, more confident. They just look, even the way that they're communicating, they just look like a more structured team, if you like.
You think of FlipSid back in China, and even before against Penta in the finals. You think of, obviously, we talk about FaZe, how he was a star, but you also think of the flashy plays. Well, them flashy plays often came when he went on a bit of a roam. He went away from his disciplined position. This time, they are staying in their positions. It seems to be solid defensive holes. They're not roaming. They're not going looking for the frags, which often would happen for them.
Yeah, definitely FaZe. He's usually a lot more aggressive with his roaming and just going for those early picks, but it got into a situation where I don't think they really had to. I mean, they saw the momentum they had and they just sort of worked with it. And on the other side of things, I think ESC, they kind of beat themselves up a little too much after those early round losses. I mean, you could see it on their faces after just that 3-0 start from FlipSid. They just seem to lose the momentum and just sort of give up on themselves. I think they really just need to regroup for the second half. And like I said, it is a global risk-sided map, but 9-0 is it's an uphill battle for them for sure.
Okay, well, can this be... it's going to have to be a bit of a miracle for them to turn this around, but let's hope ESC can put something on the board here. Scorps looking down the scopes, but he's not going to find anything. No one in his line of sight. Nova may run into trouble, though. And this is where he needs to go big. We've saw the likes of Dennis, we've seen the likes of Snox, even Creeds as well, doing it in this position. Can Nova replicate that?
Well, we should point out one round, this is over as well. FlipSid will be going through to the winner bracket final. Can they 10-0 their first game? What a statement that will be. Penta drew the short straw. They got the draw against Super Valiant. Snox comes in. Nova gets himself one, but he's flashed out. Can't take down Creed. And you can see another one going down. Scorps is very low as well. Nartex pushes in, but there's a chance on the retake here. They're going to get in. The bomb made its way through. Plant goes down, catches them off guard. Nartex manages to get one, 7 down. So now we're down to a 2-on-2 on the retake. But you can see Dennis and FaZe have got themselves set up perfectly for this one, Phil.
Yeah, they have indeed, and they're going to be able to sit back, just wear this time down, and it's going to be difficult. I like the way that FaZe is just kind of overwatching his teammate there as Dennis, but coming up right from behind. He's going to see grenades tossed out, but one to his left. He's going to be caught off, and now a 2v1 for Nartex. Nartex has been flashed, and FaZe finds the second, and that is going to be FlipSid taking it away. And what fashion we've just seen there.
I felt like he was expecting his teammate to go to the left side. They were flanking left and right and expecting that corner to be checked already by his teammate, which is why he was just looking high. But either way, a 10-0 start. That puts a marker down to the rest of the teams in this tournament. A dominant form from FlipSid. And I think we're seeing just how much experience they've gained from that single month in China.
Yeah, they've definitely shown us that they are one of the strongest teams in Europe, if not the strongest team right now. I think Penta can definitely challenge them a little bit more than that. At least I'd hope so after that. But it's definitely a situation now where ESC, if they want any hopes of bringing this back, they're really going to have to study what happened to them there and come back swinging.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, it's stating the obvious, but ESC, it's not just losing, you know, your first game. I know it's a best of one. You know, that for them to do anything now, to come back from such a devastating loss, it's going to be the